You tracking that bag, but are you tracking your time and where it's going? hmm Yeah. So a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, community leaders, they love tracking the bag. They love tracking the funds that's coming into the business. That is like the number one priority, right? I get it as a business owner because I am a business owner that we love to track our funds because we are all, of course, I know you're here to make money. I get it. I get it. But the one thing that I have discovered when I deal with organizations, as I'm dealing with community leaders, as I'm dealing with entrepreneurs, is that none of you seem to really be tracking where your time is being leaked, where it's going. And that is more important than the bag. Think about it. And I don't care if you're making $1, 1,000, or 1,000,000 a year. That's right. You need to pay attention to where your time is leaking. So before we get on into that, before we get on into all that Gucci stuff, let me make sure that I welcome all my new subscribers. I see y'all subscribing to the channel and I love it, love it, love it. And I just want to tell y'all, if nobody else love y'all already know Queen A does, and I appreciate y'all so much. Yes, I do. And for my y'all already know, for my royal family who've been rocking with me forever, y'all already know I love y'all as well. And if you are just watching, you came to stop through and you like, you know what, this channel may be for me. Especially if you are a community leader, if you are, an entrepreneur, if you have an organization or anything of that kind, this channel is definitely for you. And make sure that you like and subscribe because what we do right here is we help plant seeds in business owners, organizations, entrepreneurs, and community leaders that's tired of just motivation, that's tired of motivation. And they're looking to help to overcome self doubt so they can build their confidence with clarity. That way they can keep the goals, right? They can keep the bag coming in. They can keep the great customer service. And that is where a lot of business owners seem to be lacking. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you that within the next few years, if you don't have great customer service, you can chalk it up. You can chop it up. People are buying nowadays, especially nowadays. They're buying you. That's right. They're buying you. And that's great. If you have an organization, doesn't matter. If you're a community leader, whatever, just know the people are buying into you. But most importantly, if that's the case, then you need to pay attention to where your time is leaking. Because I'm running into a lot of business owners that's like focusing on a bag and wondering why their numbers are not getting to where they want them to be. Right? Why, they have a high overturn rate. Well, why do you have a high overturn? Why is that? Why do your employees like they hesitate when you come in the room? They sigh, not smile, right? Because I'm a business owner, but I can tell you now, when I walk in the room, I want my employees to smile. I want them to be happy to see me. I don't want nobody to be like, oh my gosh, that's Queen A. We don't want that. And as a business owner, especially nowadays, you definitely don't want that. Now, the number one thing is we're going to talk about is how your focus decides your return. Where you put your focus at, that will decide where your return is coming. So a lot of business owners, organization, community leaders, things of that sort, they're putting their focus into things that don't matter, things that don't align with their values, things that don't align with even the organization or the company's mission. It don't align with the company's values. Think about that for a second. If you are a business owner, right? If you are a founder, if you are a community leader, you have an organization, you are an entrepreneur, these are things you need to be focused on. So if that's you, then drop it in the comments. I just want to see how many I have that's, actually subscribed to this page and that's following. Because most of us don't understand that your decisions that the things you decide to put focus on, That's what decides your return. So you're looking at your numbers, right? You're like, man, I don't understand why I'm not hitting my numbers. But then, okay, when I sit down with you and I'm talking to you and I'm looking at the organizations that you're reaching out to, if you're even reaching out to organizations, because a lot of you are not, okay? I'm paying attention to the the crowd that you keep yourself around, the environment that you keep yourself around. Now, remember, I'm not when I'm talking about environment, well, if I'm paying attention to the environment you keep yourself around, I'm talking about the people, places, and things. So I'm not just paying attention to the people that you keep yourself around. I'm actually paying attention to what things are you watching? What things are you reading? That also determines a big portion of your return. So are you constantly reading things that aligns with your company's mission and values, or are you just reading anything? Are you just reading a love story? Right? We all love a good love story, but it doesn't pay the bills. And in that case, you have to tailor, okay, yeah, I might love a good love story, but let me start reading on things that's aligned with my values, with things that's aligned with my company's mission, so we can start improving our numbers. And like I even said, that means even if you have 1,000,000, you're like, man, I don't know why I just stay at this million right here and I can't seem to get over that. Well, let's take a look at the outer aspect that nobody seems to be focusing on, right? Your time. What choices are you making on a daily? Are you comfortable? Because a lot of companies and organizations, they hit a certain number and they get comfortable, meaning they no longer worry about customer service. They no longer worry about partnership, sponsorship. They're no longer worried about making sure they're out there in the community and the community understand that their mission, their values, and who they what they stand for, who they stand with. Them things matter. And then when we break that down, what I find most of the time is that it doesn't align with the company's mission. It doesn't align with the company values. The company gets so comfortable that they just start saying yes to anything. Well, anything doesn't grow your company. And all yeses are not good. And we about to go on into that, right? So that's gonna be the next thing we're gonna talk about, how every yes has a hidden cost. Every yes can affect your business. It does, whether for the good or for the bad. But right now we're talking about you putting focusing on what you are doing for us. Who are you spending time with? What things are you watching? What things are you reading anything, if anything? Who are you following? What kind of things are you watching on Facebook that's constantly popping up, or on YouTube? Them things matter, whether you think so or not. I can tell you that now, whether you think so or not, it matters. So for me, I tell you now, I have, okay, this is my thing. Sunday through Thursday, everything has to be business. Now, Friday and Saturday, that's my time. That's my free time. But even if a company approaches me on my free time, I'm not just saying yes. I have to see if that company aligns with my values, missions, and goals. And a lot of us get caught up when we in our personal time and we're having a great time as a business owner. We start feeling like we can help everyone and we can say yes to everyone. That's not how you grow your business. Not if you want to make sure that it's being grown that in alignment with your vision. See, a lot of companies are growing, but they're not growing in their alignment. And prime example, I love to use this. I love to use prime examples. Prime example, as company growing, but not growing their alignment. So Walmart was a great company. In the beginning, you will walk in, and I'm talking about every employee, any employee Walmart had, they would be at the beginning saying hi, speaking to you, right? They would be speaking to you, hey, how you doing? Smiling and all that good stuff. What happened though? As Walmart grew, we can tell that whoever owns Walmart, their values, it felt, I mean, not their values, their focus fell off. Their focus was no longer customer service. Why? Because you walk in now and the people don't even want to speak to you. They sitting on their phone doing something, sitting there looking mad that they're there. Because that company did not what? Keep giving their attention to the customer, keep giving attention to their values, keep giving attention to their mission. They didn't make sure that, okay, well, we don't want to just start off like that. Let's make sure that we are continuously holding a meeting with our employees so they can continuously understand how important customer service is to us. They're the first face that the customer see, right? They're the first face. So let's make sure they understand how important a smile is, how important a hello is. But them are things that fell off as you've seen Walmart continuously grow. And what's happening now, if you look at Walmart, they're kind of falling off. Amazon took over. Amazon seen that gap. Like, oh, okay, you know what? We ain't even got to worry about that. I could sell them this, that online. They can get all that they getting on Walmart plus more online. And they don't even have to worry about the customer service, the hello, or just have to worry about making sure their deliveries there on time and giving them the customer service when they call into the company. See, and then you go to Walmart, and I tell you now, people go, but you go to Walmart, then you notice that they attitude and their customer service is off. Now, what you say? Well, you know what? For all that, I could just order online. They gonna look like that. I can get it online. Y'all look like y'all going, invisible anyway. That's what most people say. And I'm not, no offense, Walmart. I love me some Walmart. So I'm just saying, okay. But that's how some people would think. Because I'm one of them people, I will go to you just for your customer service. So on the flip side, though, think about every time you went to Walmart, they gave you that home feeling still, that welcoming feeling still. No matter if it was the cash register or coming in, but especially coming in, they gave you that welcoming feeling. Guess what? I could guarantee they would probably still be packed. And that means the owner would be actually seeking opportunities that align with the customer. So they will make sure Walmart would be steadily growing. All right. So, and not saying that they aren't, because they are growing online. Let me say that. Okay. Shout out to Walmart. They are growing online. But I just want to let y'all know how the in-person will change. Some people will go to you just for your customer service. And on the same flip side, a lot of people will stop going to you for your customer service. All right. So as an owner, you have to understand your focus really decides your return on everything more than just the bad. All right. So the second thing we're going to talk about, like I was telling y'all, is how every yes that you decide to say, okay, has a hidden cost. With that being said, you have to make sure that you are actually supposed to say yes in that situation. So before you say yes, pause, analyze the situation, make sure that it aligns with your values, principles, and goals, which means it should align with your company values. I mean, your company, my values. That I love saying value. It should. That means it should also. I can't talk today. Let me drink some more water. That means that it should also align with your mission and your vision statement. Every choice that you make, because you got to understand that saying yes to the wrong thing, that can delay the right opportunity and the right door that was supposed to open up for you, because you're so busy just trying to please everybody. I run into that a lot with a lot of business owners, organizations, entrepreneurs, and myself. I was that person. I was that person saying yes to everything, every person, every event, every just, you know what? I gotta help. I need to be there. Well, I do know them, and like, but I started noticing my company wasn't growing. I'm saying yes to everything else, but my company wasn't growing, because when I started paying attention, I started noticing that a lot of the things that I was saying yes to, the audience wasn't aligned my with my niche, right? With my target audience. So that means if I'm going to an event about let's just say, excuse me, I've had a belch. Oh, I got the hiccups. Right? So if I'm going to an event that's specifically tailored to For instance, specifically, if they say, well, hey, can you come and host this event? And we're going to be talking about, let's say, I don't know, abortion or something like that, right? We would love for you to come and speak on things of that nature. That's great and all, but my target audience is business owners, organizations, community leaders, entrepreneurs. And would they be in that audience? Probably not. My audience, the people that would be looking for my products and the things that I'm looking for would probably not be in that audience. Now, could I go there and would they probably be looking for like a book or something of mine? Yes. But would I have to spend more time trying to get them to understand, that hey, my company might be good for you and I do this with business owners, organizations. Soon as I get into that, they're tuning out because they're not a business. They're not an organization. Now business, the organization that is hosting the event, that is more of my alignment, not the actual people that will come to the event. The people that will come to the event will be moms that probably need traumatic help, things of that nature, right? They're not looking for it to build a business. I mean, some of them will be, but that's not what they're there for. They're not there to, get help with that in that aspect. So we have to make sure that we are saying yes to things that is aligned with what we are trying to do in our company's mission and our values. And that even means when it comes to having people come, um, partnering with you or sponsoring with you or things of that nature. Make sure that you're saying yes to the correct people, even when it comes to hiring someone. Does that person align with your company's mission, values, and principles? Does that person align? Because if not, for instance, for me, I wouldn't hire nobody if I know they're a dramatic person. If I know you're dramatic, you always have things going on and is negative and talking about, that's not the perfect person to for me to say yes to when it comes to employment, right? If I want to employ someone, I definitely wouldn't want to employ them. But we catch a lot of business owners, organizations, community leaders saying yes to individuals just because, oh, you know what, I just want to help. But does that yes grow your organization? Is that yes with somebody who really has the vision that you have? See, one of the things that I am grateful to say is that I don't have a problem saying no. I have walked away from major organizations because it didn't align with my company's overview, right? Far as our principles, our values, and especially didn't align with our mission and our vision of where we was going or where we are going. So once I noticed that it didn't align with that, I had to say no. I appreciate the offer, but that doesn't align. And a lot of organizations, a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot of community leaders are scared to say no. Yeah, I'm gonna hit a nerve with that. Because some of y'all saying yes to y'all family, friends, and oh, I know you, this and that. I grew. It don't matter. Does that person align with what you truly see for your business? Do they align? See, me, I don't have a problem saying you don't align. I don't have a problem walking away from organizations that I see are not truly for the community or would do anything to get ahead. Because let me tell you that too. So I also run to a lot of organizations, community leaders, and entrepreneurs that would do anything to get ahead and try to grow their business. Now, if you gonna say you would do anything, like I would do anything that aligns with my company's mission and vision, because that mission and vision aligns with my principles, values, and everything else. So it doesn't matter whether I'm volunteering, whether I'm, we're doing a partnership or, it doesn't matter. I only want to do it with an organization or a company that aligns. Even when it comes to whatever it is, especially employment, whatever. So you have to understand and be comfortable with saying the word no, right? So now this next fact is we're going to go over right here is that the rooms that you sit in, not me. All right. Well, I'm a business owner, but we talking about you right now. So I know the rooms we sit in as a business owner, right? The people that we listen to, whether it's on TV, whether it's on YouTube, it doesn't matter. Whether it's in person, it don't matter. And the spaces that you show up in, they either shaping you with clarity or they clouding your decisions. Let me say that again. The rooms you sit in, the people you listen to, the spaces that you show up in, they are either sharpening you and shaping you with clarity or they're clouding your decisions and making you have that self-doubt, making you second guess, making you feel like your head about to explode, like you got too many doors that open and you don't know which ones to close. That's what they're doing. So as a business owner, you got to decide what you're going to put your focus on. What are you going to choose? Are you going to keep choosing comfortability? So you're going to keep saying yes to everything because it's comfortable? I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. Well, if you don't want to make nobody feel uncomfortable, you ain't ready to be a business owner. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because as a business owner, you're going to make somebody feel uncomfortable. Why? Because you're not going to say yes to everything, because everything that people come at you with will not align with your company's mission and your company's vision. That's a fact. Jack, say not look. But no, that's a fact. So what are you going to choose? What are you going to choose? That's what I want to know. So what environments are you going to get yourself in? The people you're going to surround yourself around. Who are you going to start listening to? That's what I'm asking. Because that's what matters. Now, so if you a business owner, you entrepreneur, community leader, you have an organization, or you're planning on starting one, and you're like, you know what, I'm on the fence. I'm not sure what I really want to do. This is what I want you to do. Take initiative. In the description of this video, right now, click on the link and join our Clarity Kickback Networking Celebration. If you are going to be in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, okay, it is on June the 27th. You still almost got a whole month. June the 27th from 3 to 6 p.m. I am hosting the first Clarity Kickback Networking Celebration, where we are going to be honoring 3 businesses, not 1, not 2, but 3 businesses for excellence, clarity, and communication. And the reason why we're doing this is because what we started off with, business, everybody worried about getting to a bag. Everybody focused on getting to a bag. But that bag is not gonna, if that's the only thing you focus on, your business ain't gonna last long. If you ain't focused on, the decisions you making, if you ain't focused on the environments that you're keeping yourself surrounded in, if you ain't focusing the rooms that you sitting in, if you ain't focusing in these areas right here, your business nowadays, it ain't gonna last that long. I don't know if y'all know, but businesses are popping up left and right. They taking off, but they also are what? They're crashing out left and right. They're closing down left and right. Why do you think that is? Because they're focusing on momentum, right? They focusing on having motivation, just in that moment. They focusing on a bag, but nobody is focusing on their mental. Nobody is focusing on gaining clarity on how to keep these things, which entails these things that we're talking about. Because the things you focus on, that decides your return. That decides whether you keep your business. So you can move on motivation all day. I'm not going to stop you. You can continue to move on motivation. Continue to, depend on motivation. Motivation is a feeling. Feelings fade. They change by the day. So I could tell you now, one day you'll be motivated and the next day you won't be. And you'll have plenty of more days that you won't be motivated than the days that you are. Let me say that again. You will have a lot more days where you aren't motivated than the days you are, especially in the beginning. But what are you going to choose to do about it? Are you going to choose to move anyway? Are you going to choose to, gain new environments? Are you going to choose to start sitting in new rooms? Are you going to start choosing to build your confidence with clarity? Or are you just going to keep choosing to do the same thing and being on the hamster wheel, wondering why you ain't getting nowhere but the same thing, the same place? That's all the questions I have. Let me know in the comments what you plan on doing. So make sure y'all join the Clarity Kickback Networking Celebration. So I think it's only like 8 seats left. No, it's like 7 seats left now, like 7, 8 seats left. And it's June the 27th. I can't wait to see y'all in the room. I really can't. I really can't. Because this is, to me, it's about you all. This ain't about me, it's about y'all. So, and also let me know if y'all like me going live at 3 p.m. instead of on Sundays at 7 p.m. Which one do y'all prefer? Drop it in the comments. Let me know 3 p.m. or 7 p.m. Let me know which one y'all prefer. All right, because I just want to try to make it work for everybody as well as me as well. All right. So no, but that's all I got for y'all. Make sure that y'all start choosing wisely on what you invest in, okay? Not wildly. Choose wisely. Y'all know I can't talk, so don't hold me to that. Just saying, y'all already know. But because what you choose really matters. That's all I have. And if nobody else loves you, you already know. Queen A does. Make sure y'all go ahead and like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Mwah.